so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, of course. Thank
Uh,
you.
I wanted to get perspective from a community leader's point of view on
Mm-hmm.
how you guys are handling this situation. I did some research on your Facebook to see what you're up to. And it seems that
Yeah.
despite the difficult time, you're still active, very active, trying to make a difference. Let me dive right in onto my areas in which I'm interested to find out from you. Uh,
Sure.
we both know that uh, the social enterprise, they don't make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So chances are they wouldn't have too much reserve.
Yes.
And when disaster strikes, they are very, very vulnerable.
Yes.
Uh, you know, and I know that this is a very tightly knitted community.
Mm-hmm.
How have you and your peers been doing?
Yeah, so it's true. It's definitely a very, very challenging situation. I don't think it's in any of the SWOT analysis of anyone.
Mhm.
Having a pandemic this big in this scale and magnitude. So it's definitely shocking. It's a shock to all of our systems. And you're right. It's mostly difficult for not just social enterprises. I'd say SMEs, small and medium enterprises as well, that
Absolutely.
are not so liquid. So because liquidity is definitely the most important thing right now in order for companies to survive. So yeah, we've been for rags to riches, we've been quite lucky because our overhead is not very high, and we've also sealed some partnerships prior to the pandemic that is enabling us to support everyone still on the payroll. We have some reserves, which is very rare. So we're able to keep ourselves afloat, but at the same time plan for the future, which is a luxury right now. um, so we definitely understand that privilege, so as much as possible we try to give back. We've also pivoted our production immediately to making face masks, and those are really doing quite well. There's huge demand for them. These are face masks for non-medical frontliners and non-medical people who just want to go to the grocery, and it's now a requirement to have face masks. Um,
And
so
I
yeah,
must
we
say, you do understand a thing or two about design. They look very, very
yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. So that's quite incidental, as long as they're functional. That's the most important thing, and they're safe. Yeah, the design is gonna be part of it in the future for sure, because I think we're gonna look at a future where personal protective equipment will be part of your whole outfit. So definitely something to look into. But I have been in different groups of social enterprises and SMEs and women entrepreneurs. We have anywhere from Viber groups to WhatsApp groups to Telegram groups. And so we've been exchanging ideas, and I have been reading a lot of really inspiring things, but also a lot of disheartening things that some enterprises don't really have that much liquidity to last them through the month or the next 2 months. So
Mhm.
they would have to adjust their salaries, let go of some people if this if this still goes on for a longer time. So it has been difficult, but where we're all seeing something that we have never seen before, and I hope we won't see again in our lifetime. It's going to be more difficult before it gets better. um, but we are a community, so we keep each other in check and we support each other. I have also never seen this happen before, where um, entrepreneurs from competing who are usually considered competitors are now working with each other.
Oh,
So
really?
I think that's, yeah, so I think that is a great development from this crisis. It's like in the end, we are still all in this together, and there's no other choice but to support each other, because if we don't, then we're all on the same boat and it's just gonna sink with all of us in it. So it's
So
much better if we stay afloat.
I would like to get your perspective, the pulse on the ground on, especially on the social enterprises, whereby, we're talking about survival right now, and we have people like yourself who have, the good fortune of good reserve to continue serving the community. But to the others, who need to really preserve themselves, something have to give.
Yes.
So
So
what have you seen?
yeah, so even if we are quite in an okay situation, it doesn't mean that it's out of danger. So just to be clear, while we are okay and we have some reserves, if this goes on for a longer time, which I think it will, then it will really we will really also have to make very, very difficult decisions.
Mhm.
But right now we're working and doing our best so that we don't get to that point. But some of the social entrepreneurs that I have heard from are really struggling. They don't have enough cash reserves for salaries for this month or even next month, um, let alone for the next few months. Some have all of their cash in inventory. And inventory right now is very hard to move and very hard to sell. Some have their assets in receivables, and receivables are also very hard to collect these days. So yeah, it's been challenging for everyone.